talk about this. These are all the things I would have wished to have known when I was starting out my journey of going sober, of starting to get into fitness, and building a personal brand. Get your thoughts out there. Get them out there. Because you have to make it exist first to then be able to iterate and make it better. But also find your voice. It's such a weird thing of Ed Sheeran has this great analogy of how he approaches songwriting. You turn on the faucet, and there's going to be a bunch of dirty water, muddy water coming through. But eventually, it's going to clear up, and it's going to be nice water that you can actually drink. And he's talking about making music. You got to make all the bad songs and just get them out of your system. You can't skip them. You can't skip the dirty water from the faucet. You got to actually let it get out to then get to the water you want to drink. Same thing with expressing your ideas. There's going to be takes. There's going to be thoughts. There's going to be stories that you want to speak on, but you're not going to hit them on the right note the first time. Just get them out there. And yeah, you're going to be scared. But let me give you the permission to say, do it anyway. You're going to be so scared and have this fear that you're going to lose all your friends, that your family's going to disown you, and that you can't be yourself around your family. Well, here's the thing. You don't realize how much pressure you're putting on yourself because you're thinking either you're going to change or they're going to change. Either you change their thinking or they're going to change your thinking. You don't have to even engage in that battle. You simply have to worry about changing yourself and watching the ripple effects from that, which has been a wild thing. Dude, going from your parents being divorced and a terrible divorce and having a terrible relationship with your father to now hitting the gym with him and he's spotting you, man, that could make you cry, dude. But also with putting things out, it takes time. All of this takes time, and you've seen this through fitness. Man, you might be, I think when we started this fitness journey, you were weighing like 130, you just got into marathons, running a whole lot, and you were trying to add on muscle tissue. It's really hard to do both while also being vegetarian, while also not tracking your data, bro. While not tracking your data, not knowing how many calories you're eating, not knowing the amount of protein you're getting in, but also not going through the mistakes of combining a lot of protein, a lot of fiber, and a lot of fats in meals. For example, yogurt bowl. For example, protein shake. That's going to be a bad combination for your stomach, the digestion system. So it's all proof of, again, the dirty faucet. You had to go through that to realize, okay, you know what? Let me make this really simple. Let me just have one breakfast where it's just eggs and toast and honey, a protein shake that's just protein powder, milk, and banana, and then rice and beef, bro. And it saves so much emotional energy where you can get done cooking your, I don't like speaking like a South Jerseyan, get done with cooking in the morning. You have no emotional energy to be spent later on regarding your meals because it's all taken care of. And it's simple. And you don't, once you know the rough range of calories, you don't need to track it every single day of like the minutia. You know your whereabouts regarding calories and protein. So just hit it every single day. Simple, bro. And moving on to the next point is you can be loose or disciplined to a T like Goggins, but it doesn't freaking matter if you're not moving levers. What's actually going to be moving you forward? If you're building a personal brand, posting, bro. That's the simplest fundamental block. Post. Get your ideas out there. Don't worry about the quality until you got the quantity out there and you can get a little taste of, okay, this is flavorful. Like this has taste. Dan Coe talks about this. Like, you can't always describe it, but you can sometimes you listen to music, watch a movie, see somebody's post, and you can't really describe it, but you're like, it's got it. But you gotta go through the quantity, the dirty faucet water, before you can get there. And then lastly, I just want to touch on this. Friends, I know you're so worried about changing who you are of going sober, of starting to get into this fitness journey, of posting your thoughts online and looking to build this brand because you're worried of who you're going to leave behind. But this is a brilliant thing from Jet Franzer, I think his name is. Everything you lose by being real, you never had in the first place. Okay? And also, to add on to that, that's redundancy. See, we're going to get better with our speaking. To add on to that, you're not going to lose the ones that really matter. It's because it's up to you. It's up to you. And look, maybe they're not going to be in your tightest circle and they're going to be able to speak on everything you're going through and the challenges and the joys and the wins and whatnot, and understand everything. But it'll just simply transform. It'll morph into a relationship where you guys catch up. You can tell them what you're up to. They'll tell you what they're up to. And you can still engage because you have that foundation of a relationship. Yes, you're not going to be buddy-buddy. And that's okay. You're going to learn still how to love them because, a little side note, you met Christ. Bro, you finally found the one truth that sews everything else together and makes sense. And it's going to blossom into you forgiving yourself because you accept the forgiveness from him, the shame and the guilt being washed away, and truly leaning into learning how to love, firstly, God and others, which is such an awesome thing. And that'll connect to the friends thing. So yeah, those are all things I wish I had known starting out the journey when I was 22-ish. And we're going to keep on rolling. As always, we never give up. Not in this house.